If you guys know me, if you know me, you know. Hey, it's Audeyah. Welcome back to my channel. Hey guys, so we are going to be going into the newest products from Fenty. I went to Sephora and I decided to pick these up, and I'm going to show you guys what I picked up. So the first product that I have is the Pro Filt'r Soft Matte Powder Foundation, and this one is in the shade 420. And based off of reviews that I've already seen, I decided to pick up the shade 410. And then, you know, I had to pick up the Gloss Bomb creams. So for that, I decided to pick up the shades Cookie Jar and the shade Fruit Snacks. Instead of starting off with the Gloss Bombs, we're gonna go in order of, you know, how I actually use them. So pretty much, this is the standard Fenty packaging. What I like about it is, you know, of course, the overall design. Like, I would be able to see this anywhere and know for a fact that this is Fenty. The packaging and branding is always, you know, top tier. And then, of course, you know, we gotta open up the package. I opened this already, but like one thing that really got me was how protected these powders were. So like, of course, you know, you could open it and slide it out, but once it's in the box, it's completely protected. And I like the fact that instead of, you know, using bubble wrap or, you know, things that you can't really recycle, they use, you know, cardboard. So this is pretty much what it looks like, and it is this beautiful shape. So this one that I pulled up is a shade 420, and this is what this beautiful product looks like. But from my own observation, it does have two mirrors. So this one is your standard mirror, and then when you flip it upward, you have a magnifying mirror. Also, we have a sponge, and I did a little, like, you know, slow-mo so you guys could see what it looks like, and pretty much it has the same shape as the package. One thing I could say about Fenty Beauty is that when it comes to packaging, it always looks really luxurious. I like the fact that this is literally compact enough that you can slip it into your purse. Like, if you have a very small clutch, this is not going to take up much space. It is a little thick, but honestly, it's not going to take up a lot of space. So yeah, let's just move on. Pretty much, I feel like, you know, it has a really good range. I cannot speak, of course, to people who don't look like me, so you would just have to be the judge of it yourself, but I'm here to help everyone who is between the shade 410 to 420. So according to the product, it's supposed to be a non-cakey powder foundation. The other claims are that it has no flashback, it's buildable, so that means, you know, you have a light to medium full coverage. Basically, you can layer this without, you know, it settling into your fine lines. And of course, if you do have pores, it doesn't settle into your pores. So that's also really good. It also claims to be sweat proof and humidity proof, and it also claims to be crease resistant. So pretty much under my eyes, I tend to usually have creasing. So if that is something that, you know, affects you, then, you know, you get where I'm going with this. So pretty much during my wear test, I'm gonna at least have it on for 4 hours, so we will be able to see what it does. I'm not gonna be wearing any foundation with it, just that. But for today's sake, I'm gonna be doing a full face of makeup. I wanna say we are 4 hours in, and this is what the face is looking like. So girl got a pimple, but that's besides the point. So anyway, this is the side that I applied with the sponge, and this side I applied with the, what's that thing called, guys? With the brush. So pretty much, here's what I liked and here's what I didn't like. So I like the fact that the sponge definitely deposited more coverage. As you guys could see, even though I had on a mask and stuff, I have very minimal oil production. It's just giving the skin a glow. Excuse this brow. You know, we was trying to do something and rush out of the house. So yeah, doing my makeup in a rush is just not for me. But yeah, anyway, this is kind of just what my skin is looking like. I feel like by itself, it doesn't really build up to the coverage that could cover hyperpigmentation, but definitely I would recommend wearing this with what? With your whole shebang. So other than the fact that my pimple is kind of, you know, trying to be on show, and the brow isn't looking how I want it to look, but whatever. Anyway, so yeah, the side with the sponge definitely has a better application than this side. I feel like this one is what it would look like light, and this one is what it would look like medium. Use my finger and pick up this shade 410, first swatch of it, and I'm going to put it on my face, and I'm going to use another finger and pick up the shade 420. Yeah, this is what 420 looks like. If I'm wearing the foundation by itself, I could go with the shade 420, but because I do wear concealer and everything, I definitely will benefit from wearing 410. Just because we're doing powder, I'm going to use 410, and I'm going to go over the center of my face with this, and I'm just going to use my sponge and basically just tap into the product and see what it picks up, and then just apply it to my face. So as you guys will see, like 410 so far isn't a bad color. I thought it was going to be a little too light, but it's not bad. Sorry, considering the fact that I wear concealer and everything else, you know, this may work for that reason, but I feel like my everyday shade without anything on my face would be 420. But 410 definitely works when you have products. So just pretty much put it in every place that I tend to get oily, because the finish is meant to be matte. So I feel like if you're oily, this is really good for you. And shout out to Rihanna for always, you know, making sure that the oily skin girls are covered, because for the longest time we was out here looking like grease balls. I mean, maybe not you, but I know I was. So I'm going to go do my foundation, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to finish off the rest of the face. So usually now is the time where I will go in and put setting powder all over my face. I didn't mean setting powder, I meant setting spray. But because we're putting on this powder today, we're not going to do that. So like I said, we're going to be doing half the face with the sponge and the other half with a brush. So the shade that I'm going to take for that, I'm going to actually try to incorporate both shades. So I'm going to use a shade 420, and I'm going to use this brush from Morphe. It is the E55 brush. I am just tapping in the product so that I can get as much as possible on it. Anyway, so I'm going to start off with this half of my face. So as you guys could see, it's sort of brightening that powder that we had on before. Gonna really go in and do that. And of course, don't forget your ears, guys, because sometimes your ears get really oily. And then because I'm doing half of my face, can you guys see that? Like, I'm not sure if it's just me or if it's real life, but like I could definitely see this on my skin, and it's really doing a good job at brightening it. So we're gonna put this to the side for now, and then I'm gonna grab my sponge. So I should just switch up the sponge. Actually, this was a sponge I was using before. What am I talking about? And I'm just pressing it into so that I can go right over and apply. So if you guys are wondering where did this random burst of energy come from, I had coffee and I'm guessing now it's just settling. So honestly, I'm very impressed by what it's doing for me right now. I forgot to do my forehead for the other side, so I'm gonna have to go back and do that. So pretty much this is a shade 420. Yeah, this is a shade 420 all over the lower half of my face as well as half of my forehead. Now going with the powder brush, I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side of my forehead. I like this color and what it's doing so far. I thought it would have been too dark, but it's doing the thing. So now I'm gonna use the shade 410, and I'm using this with the same brush because I don't feel like it's gonna make a difference. It's a very light powder, I will say that. So when they described it as air, that was literally a true claim. So I'm basically using this to get rid of the powder under my eye. I'm not sure how this is gonna work out for the other side of my face, but we're gonna do what we gotta do. I don't think that's a bad color either, but I think I honestly prefer the shade 420. I think that this one is a little bit too light for me, even with makeup on. So I'm just gonna continue and use the sponge and pretty much just go over it. So definitely with the sponge, it gives you a more brightening effect, but I don't really, you know, care too deeply about that. And even though it's matte, I'm still gonna go over with the Morphe Continuous Settings Mist, and this one is, I almost said in the shade, this one is in the matte formula, so I'm just going to spray all over my face. Guys, so now that everything has pretty much done what it needs to do, I just want to come in and just, you know, analyze my skin. I don't have any blush on because I really just want to be able to see what it's doing. So I feel like my face has a really airbrushed finish, and I'm not sure if it's because of the foundation, the mattifying spray, or if it's because of the powder. Like, it does have a powdery finish, but not to the point where my face looks really chalky. And honestly, guys, I love that. I just feel like my face is looking really good right now, and like, I don't know what it's contributed to. But anyway, I'm just gonna do a quick picture for the sake of our flash test, so we can, you know, determine if this is a hit or a miss. Yeah, so pretty much the Gloss Bomb cream, let me specify, comes, like I said, in very similar packaging to every other Fenty product that they have. The only difference is that it says cream, and we're going to try on a swatch of the Fenty lip cream in the shade Cookie Jar. So I'm just gonna zoom in just a little bit. First of all, my lips are a little dry. So this is pretty much what one swipe or a swatch looks like. I'm gonna put on a little bit more so we could see if it's buildable or not. So the notes that I took, pretty much the shade Cookie Jar, I don't really have like a specific description about it, but this entire Gloss Bomb line comes in 5 shades. I decided to get 2 out of the 5. The only shade I think I won't be getting is the one it's called Mauve, or it looks mauve, something to that effect. That's the only one I'm not particularly interested in because I just don't like the way it looks. But I do want to get Fenty Glow and Honey Waffles. Those 2 are the other colors I want to get. So pretty much the price of this one is $19, and for $19 you're getting 0.30 ounces. And honestly, I've been using the Diamond Milk Fenty Gloss Bomb, and I think I've pretty much been using it for at least 2 months, and I have not seen a dent in the product. So even though it's not a lot of products, I said it in air quotes because it is a lot of products, but even though it's not a lot of products, a little does go a long way. The way in which they make this brush, it is a XXL brush, so That's why I did the one swipe test, because I really wanted to see like if the claims were true. And just to go into other claims, pretty much it says it has 0 shimmer. It really doesn't have any shimmer. So if you didn't like the original Gloss Bomb because of the shimmer, this cream formula feels just as moisturizing and it doesn't have any shimmer. Pretty much you could get pretty much like medium to full coverage with this. I put 2 layers on and I feel like that was a full coverage effect. You can pretty much apply one swipe. It's non-sticky. It really is non-sticky. It has a peach vanilla scent. It also contains vitamin A, so of course, you know, your lips are going to be really hydrated. And we can talk about the ratings now. So pretty much this has been out for like, I want to say 2 weeks now, and it has 4.5 stars on Sephora's website, and 110 people reviewed that on Sephora. And then on the Fenty website, it has 4.7 stars, but only 3 people reviewed it. And then on the user rating overall, it has 4.5 stars and 99 people reviewed it. And for this color, I would give it on its own 5 stars. And with a lip liner, 5.5 stars. Hell, even 6 stars. So I just feel like it's really doing what it needs to do. And in terms of it being an everyday color, I could see that. So yeah, I definitely don't see myself applying this on days that I don't have makeup on. I would probably only wear this when I have a full face on, because the colors to me, they're just not everyday friendly. Maybe the Fenty Glow, because I mean that's just a very universal color, maybe Honey Waffles, but these deeper colors, I think that they definitely need makeup because it kind of comes off like a shiny lipstick. Now we're gonna try the star of the show, hopefully, Fruit Snacks. I've been wanting to put this on my lips since I bought it earlier today. Well, since I bought it yesterday. But here we are. So we're gonna do the one swipe test. So this is pretty much what it looks like on the wand. And now I'm just gonna go in. Y'all, this color is freaking beautiful. My lips are dry. They need to exfoliate. But other than that, this color is doing what it needs to do. So that was what one swatch looked like, and now just gonna go in again, because you know it's buildable, so you could definitely go in with a couple of layers. For me personally, 2 is enough. Yo, this one though, surprisingly, I could see myself wearing this on a day-to-day basis, definitely with makeup on, but nonetheless I could see myself wearing this. So I feel that's what's most important. This one, I don't think it needs a lip liner, but because I showed you guys what the previous one looked like with a lip liner, I'm definitely gonna put this one with the same lip liner. So yeah, this is what Gloss Bomb looks like on the lips. So now we're gonna go back to the foundation. So pretty much I just want to zoom in a little bit and show you guys what my face is looking like. I really don't have any complaints with the product. Overall my face does look really good. 410, even though it's not like the lightest on my under eye, I just know that it wouldn't be practical for me to use it all over the face. And what's funny is I thought going into this I was gonna keep the shade 410 and send 420 back, but that's not the case. My skin is looking good. Like, I feel like nobody could talk to me, you know? But I mean, I always feel like that when I'm wearing makeup. But yeah, we just did this really quick look, so of course you guys will be seeing that in a few. So stay tuned so you guys can see that. It's gonna be the next upload if you want to see how this makeup look came together. And I did not tell you guys how much I would rate the powders. Honestly, I'd give the powders 5 stars. I obviously have not seen how it looks oily, but if my thoughts or sentiments change, I'll be sure to insert a little clip to let you guys know that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next upload.